Welcome to a Faith-Filled Minute with Drea. So today's title is Let's Get This Straight. Let's get this straight. And our conversation today for my subtopic would center around culture and leadership. Culture and leadership. 1 Timothy 4 verse 12 says, "Let no man despise thy youth. Be thou an example of the believers in word, conversation, charity, purity, faith, and in spirit." And so, for context, this is Paul writing to Timothy. He's grooming Timothy to take over the church of Ephesus one day. In essence, he's grooming Timothy to set culture, to set leadership standards for the church of Ephesus. So, what is culture? Let's define culture. Culture, in essence, is what you role model in simple terms of what you accept, what you reinforce, and what you reward. I say again, culture is what you accept, what you reinforce, and what you reward. Now, let me come down your street. Fathers, do you lack interest in anything other than going to work, paying the bills, and that's it? You don't have real interest in your wife, real interest in what your children are doing day to day? Mothers, wives, do you overtalk your husbands, particularly in front of your children? Are you disrespectful? So what culture is that setting, right? I tell you, that's setting the culture of no accountability and one that lacks authority on both ends. So let me explain why setting culture is so important, so vitally important. Ephesus, which was, again, the church that Paul was grooming Timothy to take over, they were like the church. They trained leaders. To my Bible thumpers, you have Priscilla and Aquila. They came out of Ephesus. Apollos, all these great minds. But Ephesus was also steeped in a lot of idolatry and high levels of witchcraft. They had economic dependence on selling idols, which tells me then that the culture you set as a believer should confront witchcraft and idolatry. Now, when I speak of those things, I'm not necessarily talking about your Satanists, your witch doctors, things like that. Yes, it should confront those. However, I'm talking about racism, capitalism, misogyny, all these things that go against God's direct principles and his authority. So what culture are you setting? What leadership standards are you setting? Going back to the main scripture, is it one of charity? Is it one of faith? Is it one of purity, right? As always, click like, click share. I love you, and stay up in your faith. Let's get this straight.